If you want to know about Isshiki's goals and motivations in the Boruto manga and anime so you can understand his character better, if you want to know what themes Isshiki's motivations and goals reflect, and finally, if you want to know how Isshiki was defeated in the Boruto manga and anime, then this video is for you. Here's why. I'll tell you everything you need to know about Isshiki's character in the Boruto manga and anime. By the end of this video, you'll know everything there is to know about Isshiki. Isshiki Ōtsutsuki arrived on Earth a long time ago with Kawaki Ōtsutsuki. In the Naruto filler episodes, when Kawaki mentioned that they don't care about love and only care about power, she was referring to the Ōtsutsuki clan members, including Isshiki, Momoshiki, Urashiki, and Kinshiki. In the Boruto series, the Ōtsutsuki clan is shown as a group that values power and control above everything else. Love and personal connections are not important to them. Instead, they focus on gaining strength and achieving their goals. Kaguya's words highlight that the Ōtsutsuki clan is driven by a desire for power rather than emotional bonds. This attitude explains why they're willing to go to the great lengths, even causing suffering and destruction, to get what they want. Isshiki and Kaguya's goal was to implant the divine tree and eat its chakra fruit. However, a problem arose when Kaguya suddenly turned against Isshiki. Amado, a character in Boruto, thinks she might have done this because of personal issues with Isshiki or because she wanted the fruit for herself. Watching the Naruto filler episodes that explore Kaguya's background suggests that Kaguya turned against the Ōtsutsuki clan because she became unhappy with their goals and methods. The Ōtsutsuki clan was known for ruthlessly pursuing power and planning to consume the energy of entire worlds. Kaguya initially came to Earth to devour it. However, she began to care for the planet and its people, and she started to disagree with the Ōtsutsuki's clan plans. She saw their way of consuming and destroying as wrong and harmful. To protect Earth and her new perspective, Kaguya decided to fight against the clan. She formed an army of white Zetsu and prepared for a battle against the Ōtsutsuki clan to defend her new home and stop their destructive plans. Kaguya's actions show that she had a change of heart and was willing to fight against her own kind to protect the world she had come to care about. Though her methods were extreme and harsh, Isshiki was caught off guard by Kaguya's sudden attack and was severely injured, nearly dying. However, he managed to survive by taking over the body of a young monk who was nearby, a man named Jigen. Isshiki took over Jigen's body, but not by using karma. At first, Isshiki was so weak that he was close to death, and implanting a karma seal would have been too difficult at that time since he didn't have energy for it. Instead, Isshiki came with a desperate plan. He used his secret jutsu, Sukuna Ikona, to shrink his body and enter Jigen's body through the ear. Isshiki lived inside Jigen's body, absorbing nutrients from it like a parasite. Over time, Isshiki gained control of Jigen's body, spoke using Jigen's voice, moved Jigen's arms and legs, and eventually took over Jigen's body completely. However, Isshiki still physically existed within Jigen's body. He later embedded a karma seal into Jigen's body so that he could be reborn in his true form. Isshiki didn't rush to revive using Jigen's body because the most important factor in embodying a karma seal is choosing the right vessel. Unfortunately, for Jigen, he just happened to be nearby after Kaguya betrayed Isshiki. The right vessel is important because it needs to be compatible with the Ōtsutsuki's abilities and strong enough to handle the transfer of karma. Ishiki's chakra was too immense for Jigen's body. Jigen's body wasn't good enough to be Ishiki's vessel. If Isshiki were to reincarnate in Jigen's body, it wouldn't survive more than a few days. Therefore, Isshiki decided not to be reborn through Jigen and started to look for a new, better suited vessel. In the Boruto manga and anime, Isshiki wanted to find the perfect vessel to ensure a successful revival. He needed the right vessel that would allow him to fully revive and retain his true power, and this vessel turned out to be Kawaki. Kawaki's body was highly compatible with Isshiki's karma seal, which was a highly compressed backup file containing Isshiki's data. Over time, this compressed data would slowly extract and eventually override Kawaki's body with Ishiki's data. If the extraction had finished, Kawaki would have completely ceased to exist. Kawaki's body had the necessary strength and resiliency to withstand the process of being implanted with Ishiki's karma seal, making him an ideal vessel for Ishiki's revival. Isshiki also had other plans to devour planet Earth. This goal is tied to the Ōtsutsuki's clan mission and their methods of survival and gaining power. The Ōtsutsuki clan is a very old and powerful race of creatures who live by planting a divine tree on a planet. This divine tree absorbs all chakra and life force powers from the planet, eventually producing a chakra fruit. The chakra fruit contains the gathered energy and genetic material of all living things on that planet. By eating this fruit, an Ōtsutsuki clan member greatly increases their power and lifespan. Isshiki, like other Ōtsutsuki clan members such as Kaguya and Momoshiki, aim to gather a chakra fruit by planting a divine tree on earth. To do this, he needed to sacrifice a living Ōtsutsuki to feed the 10 tails. Once the divine tree fully matures, it will drain the entire planet of its life forces, effectively devouring earth. Ishiki's ultimate goal was to consume the chakra food produced by the divine tree, which will make him even more powerful and allow him to continue the Ōtsutsuki cycle of consuming worlds and evolving into higher beings. This cycle of planet consumption is how the Ōtsutsuki clan ensures their survival and dominance across the universe. Because an Ōtsutsuki has to be fed to the 10 tails, the Ōtsutsuki clan members travel and invade planets in pairs. One of the two is a sacrifice meant to be eaten by the 10 tails and cultivate the divine tree, while the other watches over the divine tree's growth until the chakra food develops. The sacrificial Ōtsutsuki prepares a vessel ahead of time using karma for resurrecting later. When Isshiki and Kaguya came to Earth, Kaguya, being lower rank compared to Isshiki, would have been the sacrifice. That's how it was supposed to go until Kaguya betrayed Isshiki. Since Kaguya turned against Isshiki, his plan to devour Earth was stalled. Isshiki was forced to live as a parasite inside Jigen's body and continue with the plan of devouring Earth without Kaguya. So Isshiki planned to feed himself to the 10 tails to make the divine tree grow and revive himself in his true form using Kawaki as a vessel so he could eat the chakra fruit the divine tree will bear. Because there were no other Ōtsutsuki to be sacrificed to the 10 tails after Kaguya betrayed him. After Isshiki became aware that Boruto had a karma seal that Momoshiki implanted in him before Momoshiki was killed by Boruto, Isshiki planned to use Boruto as a sacrifice to the 10 tails instead of using himself. Once Boruto's karma had finished extracting, making Boruto a complete Ōtsutsuki, he would have been an ideal sacrifice for the 10 tails to bear a chakra fruit. Just as a healthy tree bears good fruit, a strong divine tree produces a good chakra fruit. Kara, an organization formed by Isshiki, originally planned to have Jigen be the sacrifice to the 10 tails since there was no other choice. Isshiki also planned to revive in his true form using Kawaki's karma to be able to eat the chakra fruit that the divine tree will bear. But Boruto's appearance led to a change in his plans. Isshiki knew Boruto would be a better sacrifice to the 10 tails than Jigen, who wasn't a proper vessel and wasn't compatible with Ishiki's karma. Here's what you can learn from Isshiki's character in the Boruto manga and anime. Isshiki Ōtsutsuki is driven by power and control, reflecting the core values of the Ōtsutsuki clan. As Kaguya mentioned, the clan doesn't care about love or personal connections. Their main focus is on gaining power. This is clear in Ishiki's goals and actions through the Boruto series. Isshiki came to Earth with Isshiki to plant the divine tree and harvest its chakra fruit, which is a source of immense power. This is how the Ōtsutsuki clan survived and grew stronger, by draining the life force of entire planets. Ishiki's lack of concern for anything but power shows his ruthless and cold nature. Kaguya, who originally came to Earth with Isshiki for the same purpose, eventually turned against him and the Ōtsutsuki clan. She became unhappy with their methods after realizing the destruction they caused. This led her to form an army of white Setsu to protect Earth, even though her ways were harsh. Her betrayal caught Isshiki off guard, leaving him severely weakened and forcing him to take over the body of a human, Jigen, to survive. Ishiki's actions, taking over Jigen's body, seeking the perfect vessel in Kawaki, and planning to devour Earth, highlights his strategic, manipulative, and determined character. He carefully chooses his vessels, knowing that the right one is crucial for his revival and maintaining his power. The themes reflected in Ishiki's character include the pursuit of power at all costs, the disregard for personal connections or emotions, and the destructive consequences of such mindset. His story contrasts with Kaguya, who, despite being part of the same power-hungry clan, eventually aimed to protect rather than destroy. Ishiki's obsession with power and his willingness to sacrifice anything, including entire planets and even his own kind, show the extreme lengths he's willing to go to to achieve his goals. Amado agreed to help Isshiki in his plans to devour Earth because Isshiki promised to revive Amado's daughter, Akebi, if Amado assisted him. Amado's daughter suffered from a terrible disease which led to her passing away. Amado was desperate to bring her back, but his attempts failed because the clones he created wasn't really his daughter. The clone had a voice, memories, and appearance, but was still a stranger to him. Isshiki took advantage of Amado's desire to revive his daughter and offered to bring her back in exchange for Amado using his scientific skills to help Isshiki find a suitable vessel for the Kama seal and achieve his goal of devouring Earth. Amado claims he joined Gaara as a last hope, not realizing that Ishiki's plan involving the chakra fruit would cost the planet its life. After studying Ishiki's character and methods, Amado realized that Isshiki never explained how he planned to revive Akebi, leading him to suspect that Isshiki might never have intended to keep his promise. So Amado pretended to be on Ishiki's side to learn about the mechanism of karmic resurrection. He wanted to use karma to revive his daughter by adding her data in Kawaki's karma, which will enable Kawaki to implant the karma into a new cloned body that Amado would prepare himself. To do this, Amado needed to get rid of Isshiki, knowing that Isshiki wouldn't approve of his plan. So Amado created Kashin Koji to help him take down Isshiki. He then went to Konoha and offered to help them defeat Isshiki in exchange for him staying in Konoha and using the resources for his scientific work. After Jigen's battle with Sasuke and Naruto, his body was severely weakened. Amado saw this as the perfect chance for him and Kashin Koji to take down Isshiki and force him to revive in Jigen's body. This will erase the other Kama seal Isshiki had implanted in Kawaki. After Amado succeeded in his plan to make Isshiki revive in Jigen, the Kama seal on Kawaki's hand disappeared. Isshiki had placed Kama seals in both Jigen and Kawaki, but Jigen's Kama had fully extracted, while Kawaki's Kama had not yet completed the Ōtsutsuki transformation. Because of this, Kawaki couldn't be used as a vessel for Isshiki to revive in his true form, so Isshiki used Jigen's body instead. The consequences of Isshiki reviving in Jigen's body was that the Kama seal on Kawaki was simultaneously erased. When an Ōtsutsuki revives in a vessel's body, all other Kama seals in different vessels are erased to prevent multiple copies of the same personality. This left Isshiki without any vessel for future reincarnations. Jigen's body was weak and couldn't handle Ishiki's chakra and power, meaning Isshiki only had a few days to live after reviving himself in his true form using Jigen's body. To use Kawaki as a vessel again, Isshiki needed to implant another Kama seal before his life ran out. Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto worked together to stop Isshiki from implanting another Kama in Kawaki. Naruto's Byron mode played a crucial role in defeating Isshiki Ōtsutsuki by drastically shortening Ishiki's remaining lifespan, leaving him without enough time to achieve his goal. Byron mode gave Naruto a massive boost in strength, speed, and reflexes, allowing Naruto to fight on equal terms with the incredibly powerful Isshiki. This mode enhanced Naruto's physical abilities far beyond his usual limits, enabling him to keep up with Ishiki's extreme speed and power. What made Byron mode unique was that it consumed Kurama's chakra to create the energy, which directly affected Isshiki. Each time Naruto made physical contact with Isshiki, this energy drained Ishiki's remaining lifespan. As Naruto continued to attack, Ishiki's lifespan quickly decreased from several days to less than 30 minutes and then to just a few minutes. This rapid decrease was crucial because Isshiki needed enough time to implant a new Kama seal in Kawaki, his chosen vessel. Knowing that Byron mode was shortening Ishiki's life, Naruto focused on keeping physical contact and continued his attacks, effectively targeting Ishiki's limited lifespan. Eventually, Ishiki's time ran out, and despite his desperation to implant Kama seal in Kawaki, he didn't have enough time left. As his life quickly drained due to Byron mode, Isshiki was unable to complete his plan and was ultimately defeated because his body could no longer sustain itself. By the way, if you want to understand why fans enjoy Boruto but haven't found a video that explains the story and themes in a way that interests you in watching or reading the Boruto manga and anime, you should watch the video shown on the bottom left of your screen. It will give you information to help you understand the emotional impact and unique storytelling of the Boruto manga and anime. To watch the video, simply click on it now. I will see you there.